Approach quality 1 Whiskey Alpha.
Quality 1 Whiskey Alpha, Brussels.
Good afternoon, quality 1 Whiskey Alpha, stand 902, request clearance to Warsaw, please, and departure from 25 right if possible.
Quality 1 Whiskey Alpha, you can expect full length departure due to your heavy wake turbulence category, runway 25 right. Expect taxi via Whiskey 41. You're cleared to Warsaw, runway 25 right. Sierra Papa India 5 Charlie departure. Initial climb flight level 6 service, squawk 7116.
Okay, we're clear to Warsaw on the Sprimont 5 Charlie departure. Initially level 60 and squawk 7116. Quality 1 Whiskey Alpha.
Quality 1 Whiskey Alpha, read back correct, startup approved, report ready for pushback.
Okay, will be a few minutes for the push, thanks. Quality 1 Whiskey Alpha.
Copy.
Alright, so 7116, 7116 is in there. Flight level 60 initially. So that's set, and he said the Sprimont 5 Charlie for 25 right. So instead of reprogramming 50 times, now I know which one it is. So Sprimont 5 Charlie, P5 Charlie, here it is. So back to route 1 page, 25 right is now showing, and if I go to the next page, we got Sprimont 5 Charlie to Sprimont with no discontinuities. We can execute.
Before start checklist. MCP.
Set and checked.
Takeoff speeds.
Set and checked.
CDU pre-flight.
Completed.
Completed. Trim.
Set and checked.
Taxi and takeoff briefing.
Completed.
Before start checklist complete.
Tower, quality 1 Whiskey Alpha is ready for push and start.
Quality 1 Whiskey Alpha, push approved, face west.
Push approved to face west, quality 1 Whiskey Alpha. Yeah, I did well to ask him because he wants me to push west and I was going to push to face east. So.
Ready for departure.
Right, so push
189
back.
the wings 250 degrees, 8 knots, 25 right, clear for takeoff. Clear for takeoff, 25 right, Beeline 189er.
So the trick here in Brussels is that the transition altitude is 4,500 feet, and that
Brussels Tower, quality 2 Whiskey Alpha is ready for the startup push.
the stop level on the departure is 60, so you need to remember to reset standard, otherwise you might level off 6,000 feet instead of leveling off a flight of 60.
Quality 2 Whiskey Alpha, roger. Caution for the traffic, push approved, face west. We have a sharp lookout for the traffic, push approved, facing west, quality 2 Whiskey Alpha.
So face west is this side, yeah, so nose to the left. So nose to the left, number 2.
Departure check completed, bypass pin inserted. Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear, start at will.
Oh, he's pushing off further. Amazing, eh? It's pushing at the same time. In real, they will ask maybe this aircraft to do a long push to leave the space. We'll see how the push works out here. It's gonna be interesting. Start sequence is 2 then 1.
Check.
Start the right engine.
Starting right.
1301, push approved, face east. Push up over east, VT 101. Beeline 189 is contact arrival, 1825, green direct. Contact arrival 118.
Amazing, Airbus A319 there, nice.
Bye.
That's good. We might not bump into each other anyway. The crash is disabled, so it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Ah, beautiful. Not sure why the spoiler panels are up there. That's probably a livery thing. Ah, well, perfect. Beautiful. Start the left engine.
Starting left.
So the left start switch comes to start, and the left fuel control switch to run.
Oil pressure.
Roger, Dodger. It's me to set the parking brake.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Oui, oui, ça vient, ça vient. G90 engines are beasts. Alright, two good engine start, yes. Flaps 5.
Flaps 5.
So the APU should come off.
Unlocking gear.
Oh yeah, the APU comes off. The engine anti-ice stays on the auto position. There's no need for it. Check the recall, nothing on the recall.
Power quality 2 whiskey alpha, ready for taxi.
Then waiting for flight control to check. We can do now.
Are you able Bravo 1 today? The QNH 1017.
Up, left.
QNH 1017, we will taxi to
Right.
Alpha 7 and hold, and we need full runway length today, quality 2 whiskey alpha. 2 whiskey alpha, roger.
Left is clear, right is clear.
Are we? Okay, he's waving, so he's shown the pin. We can check the rudder pedals. They move, that's good. Before taxi, checklist.
Before taxi checklist. Anti-ice. Auto. Recall. Checked. Flight controls.
Checked.
Ground equipment.
Clear.
Before taxi checklist. Complete.
Clear left.
Clear right.
Quality 2 whiskey alpha, expect holding point whiskey 41425 right. After Alpha 7, cross runway 25 right. Continue on the outers, hold at Echo 6. Clear to cross runway 07 left at Alpha 7, then further via the outers and cross, correction, via the outers to Echo 6, and we can expect whiskey 41 with quality 2 whiskey alpha. Correct.
Quality 1 whiskey alpha, request taxi.
Quality 1 whiskey alpha, confirm it's like whiskey 41 as well.
Affirm full length please, quality 1 whiskey alpha.
Quality 1 whiskey alpha, roger, continue straight ahead, hold Alpha 7, QNH 1017, and expect whiskey 41.
Okay, taxi straight ahead, hold Alpha 7, expect whiskey 41, quality 1 whiskey alpha. Right, so straight ahead and all short of the runway, do not cross. a little bit more thrust to get going.
Taxi BT101. BT1301, taxi Bravo 125 right via inner 5 outer 6 QNH 1017. Taxi Bravo 125 right via inner 5 outer 6.
I hope the taxiway signs in the scenery then.
Copy 1 Whiskey Alpha at Alpha 7, cross 25 right approved. Continue via the outers, hold Echo 6.
Okay, cross runway 25 right, continue on the outers and hold Echo 6, quality 1 Whiskey Alpha. Right, so clear to cross. Alpha 7. It's clear on the left. Yeah, nobody on the runway. Strobe lights on. So when we cross runway, we put the strobe lights on. Maybe not so critical during the day because you don't see the lights too much, but even more critical at night. Anyway, it's a convention when you cross runway, you switch on the strobe lights. Strobe lights off. Strobe lights off. Before takeoff, checklist. He didn't say anything. Okay, doesn't matter. Right, after that, Echo 6, we'll see where it is. I've got an Alpha 6.
BT1301, confirm ready.
Freeway BT101.
BT1301, thank you, winds 230 degrees, 10 knots, runway 25 right, please take off.
Careful takeoff on route 5 right, BT101.
I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, it's hard to know if the scenery is what he has as well on the ground.
Copy 2 Whiskey Alpha at Echo 6, cross runway 19er approved. Continue via Foxtrot 5, Whiskey 4, holding point Whiskey 41. At Echo 6, we are clear to cross runway 19er and then via Foxtrot 5, Whiskey 4 to Whiskey 41 for equality 2 Whiskey Alpha. Copy 1 Whiskey Alpha, same for you at Echo 6, cross runway 19er approved. Continue via Foxtrot 5, Whiskey 4, hold Whiskey 41.
Okay, at Echo 6, cross runway 19 and continue on Foxtrot 5, Whiskey 4, all short Whiskey 41, quality 1 Whiskey Alpha.
BT1301, contact arrival, frequency 118.25, au revoir, Billet.
With arrival 118.250, taxi speed. Bye.
Okay, so that looks like the outer Oscar, yeah. And go and cross. So Echo 6 is before runway 19, if I understand. And then we'll continue for runway 25 right. Beautiful. Hey Strato, how are you doing? Croxy 44. No, in real, most of the time the auto brakes do the work, but then at around 60 knots you disarm the auto brakes by pressing on the pedals there, on the top of the pedals with your feet. That disarms the auto brake, and then you brake manually. But initially, you let the auto brake do its job. I'm alright, surviving today. Going to Warsaw, where the weather could be wild, so we'll see what's in store. We got plenty of fuel. We've got diversion to a nice weather airport, which is Berlin today. So if it all comes down to if it all comes down to the drains, then we can go to Berlin. The weather looks quite wild in Poland. Warsaw is looking wild. Poznan is looking wild. I think Gdansk was wild as well, along with Krakow and what was the other one? Katowice maybe, but I mean then for 777 it's a little bit, you get onto the smaller airports, so. Okay, yeah, we've got, looking at the EFB, we've got to do a bit of S-turn there on the taxiway. It's a long taxi, man, jeez. It's a shame that the FLAI library doesn't have the TNT livery, so it's a kind of default livery and just like all white. Right, so we'll do the S-turn again towards Echo 6. We were clear to cross runway 19. So once again, the lights, the strobe lights will come on, but I'm not gonna bother because I need to unmute and stuff FS to cruise. More manipulations for me. I did it once just to talk about it, but I won't do it again. Right, so that looks like Foxtrot 5. Oops. And then left on Whiskey 4 to hold Whiskey 4-1. Happy days. Here's my PPL ahead. Thanks for joining me again today.
Altitude Whiskey Alpha, confirm ready. Hi, firm, fully ready, Whiskey Alpha. Altitude Whiskey Alpha, thank you. The wind's 230 degrees, 10 knots. Runway 25 right is clear for takeoff. Clear for takeoff, runway 25 right, quality to Whiskey Alpha. Quality 1 Whiskey Alpha, confirm ready.
Ready for departure, Quality 1 Whiskey Alpha.
Quality 1 Whiskey Alpha, thank you. Behind departing company, runway 25 right, line up and wait. Behind.
Behind company, line up and wait, runway 25 right, behind Quality 1 Whiskey Alpha. Runway entry procedure. to the full stream there. And off he goes. Woohoo! Nice. Right, so we were clear to line up behind.
Quality 1 Whiskey Alpha, expect 2-minute delay for separation.
Roger, quality 1 Whiskey Alpha. 2 minutes, no problem. I was talking about wake turbulence the other day. Actually, behind another 777, you could go pretty much straight away. Above all, because you're 777 as well. But there's no rush, and at least in real, it would definitely prevent any possibility of wake turbulence with a 2-minute gap. Lovely.
Quality 2 Whiskey Alpha, contact arrival, frequency 11825. Goedemiddag.
11825.
1825 is standing by.
Quality 1 Whiskey Alpha, the wind is 230 degrees, 10 knots, runway 25 right, you are clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 25 right, quality 1 Whiskey Alpha. Clear for takeoff. Let's go. Takeoff. Thrust ref. Hold. I think FS2 crew is quiet.
V1.
Rotate. Gear up. LNAV. Autopilot. Yeah, I think FS2 crew is quiet for some reason. Check that out. He's on strike. Yeah.
Copy 1 Whiskey Alpha, contact arrival, frequency 11825. Have a good flight.
11825, quality 1 Whiskey Alpha. Thanks for the service. See you soon. Bye bye.
See you.
Right, 1825. Approach quality 1 Whiskey Alpha, passing 2700, climbing level 60.
Quality 1 Whiskey Alpha, identify departure passing 2900 feet, climb flight level 70.
Climb flight level 70, quality 1 Whiskey Alpha. 70, set. Flaps 1. Flaps up.
Quality 1 Whiskey Alpha, radio assessor terminated, Monty Unicom 122, decimate, bye-bye.
122, decimate, quality 1 Whiskey Alpha, bye. Thanks for the service. Right, so standard. After takeoff checklist. So if anybody knows, I thought there was a yellow mute here, which is different from the hard mute. 1228. Okay, let's go. So climbing now pretty much all the way to the cruise. He let us go for level 70. That's his responsibility, and after that we're pretty much on our own. That's 100. Seatbelt sign auto. That's it, good man. So he's listening but he's not talking. Actually, we're gonna fly over Liège, I think, if I'm correct, which is the home base for TNT. Let's have a look. Yeah, EBBR there, that's Liège, yeah. Up here actually you've got a place called Ramstein. Yesterday there was one of those US Air Force transport guy. They were flying to Ramstein. They were asked, what's your destination? And he said Echo Tango Alpha Romeo. Nice. Right, so still that kind of southeasterly wind at altitude over Europe. It's been the case. Oh, here is IPPL there, 2,700 feet above. Yeah, still this kind of southeasterly wind at altitude over Europe. That's been the case for the last week or so. It's interesting. The weather patterns don't change that much. Right now we transition to a Mach number there, it's decimal A33. And yeah, we'll see what the weather is doing in Warsaw. If the weather is bad, the weather radar here tends to kind of exaggerate a little bit all the returns. So we'll see how it goes, because I remember flying before, like with bad weather, and the whole of the navigation display was red. And actually the weather in itself on the weather report was not that bad. So I don't want to kind of divert as well if it's just like, you know, a little bit over exaggerated. Obviously if it really was all red, then you kind of be maybe a little bit reluctant to go and get your nose in there, but here sometimes, as I said, it's kind of over exaggerate a little bit the weather. So we'll see how it goes. There might not be anything, because at the end of the day it was just the chance for like a thunderstorm or for hail. On the flip side of the coin, we can try to kind of play around in bad weather and see how it's simulated, and who knows, maybe get like a wind shear warning or anything like that. That would be fun. Yeah, I'm about 20 miles behind 337 now. Yeah, cool. Perfect, 20 miles gap, that's nice. Beautiful. Yeah, so 350 is gonna work out. The max is 357. It's maybe a little bit tight, but that's okay for today. At least I can follow my PPL. Nice, fly level 370. That's Cologne, Düsseldorf. Düsseldorf probably down here somewhere on the left, and Cologne somewhere on the right. Cool. That's it. So ETA at this stage shows 12:51. That's without the arrival. For the moment, there's no ATC all the way to Warsaw. It's quiet at this stage, so we'll just do our own thing. Time to go to the galley, refreshment. Go to through the curtain. No, it's not. It's not simulated. I think you have to go through another view. Maybe go through this view, or no, not this view. Maybe this view. Try to get into. If it works, otherwise it's gonna shear. I don't know if we can get inside the cabin like this. Oh yes, you can. So through the main deck. Hey, Airborne 9, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks. So yeah, with all the containers. Oops. I mean this the aircraft is well simulated in the flight deck, but all the textures like in the cabin or here in the cargo deck are a little bit basic, but it's alright. It's kind of. So yeah, in the main deck cargo there, you can get a lot of stuff. You can have actually there's two rows of containers possible most of the time, and try to balance the weight as well from one side to the other, so it doesn't lean too much on one side or the other. So what they call the lateral imbalance or balance. So you need to try to balance the weight on the aircraft so it doesn't lean on one side more than on the other. There will be a little passage here on the side. Very narrow kind of corridor where you would be able to walk if the whole thing was full. Then leading to a little door there that would kind of take you into the galley area there. And the flight deck there's a door, whereas from the flight deck it's showing the curtain. So it's the door. Oops, there's a gap there. And then there would be like a few seats as well there, depending on the configuration for any what we call supernumerary personnel. Yeah, this is all basic in here. It's the bags there with the paper charts or binders and everything there. That's also something that that's disappearing. We've got now tablets and computers and all that stuff, so paperless basically. And here, yeah, we've got the spell bombs. Little cabinet there with the high-vis jacket, like some sort of headsets, more like to muffle the sound. Really, it's not really headsets. And there's a little box usually in here as well with how do you call that? The PB and stuff, you know, the protective breathing equipment. The curtain, yeah, on here there'll be like a hanger. You could put like your jackets and stuff. Yeah, the hat holders up there. The 2 jump seats, yeah, in the middle. A little cabinet with some of the documents. The mat station for the engineer to play around. The sun visor in here, yeah. And then this one, I think we still have a couple of binders, but otherwise that would be also empty there. No bags, or at least the pilot bag in here, but the way it's simulated, I've never seen a colleague with like so many binders, so the binders in there are not really realistic, but we would put like our flight case on the side here, of course. Yeah, and then the back pocket here, you get your life vests on here as well. The pedestal in the middle. Yeah. So yeah, the flight deck is quite well done actually.